What's up, guys? My name is Al Frugoni, and today we're doing an overview of the Tagwood BBQ 26SS, one of my favorite grills ever. Ready? Let's go. Okay, let's start describing this grill and identify every part of it, okay? So we have the folding side table, we have the Asador cross, we have the Firebox, the heart and soul of this grill. We also have the removable camp grill to put on the left side of the Firebox. Then we have the Santa Maria up and down grill, we have the grill roof, we have the poke and shovel to operate the grill. And this grill is all covered in fire bricks to maintain the heat, to bounce the heat up, and we have the suspended grill that goes on top of the Firebox that is to cook hot and fast or sear stuff. So we have the Santa Maria up and down. We have detachable grates. There are 3 grates. In this case we have round grates, but you can have it on V-shape as well. It's 3 that you can remove, and also it comes with a griddle. All right. And very important, probably the most important part of the grill, bottle opener. Then you have a bottom shelf that you can storage charcoal, wood, or whatever tool you need. And this is one of the things that I love about the grill, the versatility, because you can cook hanging, with grates, with griddle, sear or hot fast with the suspended grill, or one of my favorites, you can cook Asador style. So we have 6 ways to cook, and personally are my favorite ways to cook. That's what I love about this grill, and that's why it's one of my favorite grills ever. What is an Argentinian grill, right? And this is one Argentinian grill in steroids. So we have 2 ways to cook. We cook with embers, not flame, and then we cook Asador style, that is that way of cooking. Never the flame direct to the meat. You can cook radiant heat of the flame towards your meat with the radiant heat, or the radiant heat of the embers from below. So let's start talking about this Firebox, okay? Why I say it's the heart and soul of the grill, because this is our coal production. Consider this is your permanent chimney. It's like a chimney that you build, but instead of doing one batch, you constantly making embers, right? When the embers fall here and they're red, you push it down the grates, and that's how you're gonna cook, with the radiant heat of the flame from below. Consider this type of cooking like a slow open fire cook. Normally people, when they think about open fire, they can see a flame and a steak flipping and flames and juices all over the place, right? But this is not the case. This is actually the opposite. This is a perfect tool to cook it slow, with patience, and enjoying the process. Let's talk about the other type of cooking, the Asador style, right? Asador with a R, right? Asado in Spanish means barbecue. Asador with the R at the end, it means this. Some people call it cross too. What is Asador style? Like I said, you're gonna cook with the radiant flame from the Firebox. And if you see this Firebox, you can see that this side of the Firebox is open and this side is closed. Why? Because I don't want the radiant heat cooking in this side, right? I want this side only cooking from below. And this side, I like it open because I need that radiant heat. I need that flame to cook this meat. One of the features that I love about this grill is this. You move it towards yourself. You won't believe how important it is, right? Because in the middle of the cook, when you have a big flame here, you don't have to be dealing with the flame in your face and in your arms trying to operate the grill. This cross goes up and down, right? Up and down, and also flips. Also, it's adjustable, right? Depends on the thickness of the meat that you're cooking, right? You can put it flat, or you can have all the way to here. So you can cook a whole pig. We did cabritos, right? We did like whole beef ribs. So that's Asador. The warming roof is basically to keep meat there that is already cooked. You want to keep it warm. It's a nice feature too when you have a big party, if you're doing an event, or if you have a restaurant, right? This is very cool to store the food here once it's cooked. The most asked question that I have all the time, how you calculate the temperature, right? You have to use the best tool that you have, the feeling. You're gonna put a bed of coals, you're gonna put your hand here and count in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you have to pull your hand before 6 seconds, that means that it's a high heat. 1 to 2 seconds, if you have to pull your hand before 2 seconds, that's super hot heat. Is for sear, is for steaks. 6 to 8 seconds is a medium heat. More than that, we call it a low heat, right? When you try to cook whole animals, right? So for today cook, we wanna do a 6-second one, right? So I put my hand here, 6 is perfect, right? This is considered a medium heat, and we're gonna cook like this. And how you control more or less You have two ways to do that. You put more or less coals, or you go up and down. So now the grill is ready, everything is hot, the conditions are set. Let's start prepping the food. Vamos. All right, this is a tri-tip. We're gonna cook fat side first, right? Always fat side first. We're gonna cook it like that. The purpose of today's video is not to show you exactly how we cook. We have a lot of videos dedicated on how we cook. We have the tri-tip here. We're gonna do some veggies, and then we're gonna use the asador. Look at the size. You can feed 30 people with this grill. Okay, now we're gonna use the cross. Okay, make sure it doesn't move, right? We're good, and now bone side first, always, and we didn't remove the membrane, right? Because we need the bone, we need the membrane to protect the meat, right? So now, same deal, 4, 5, see? That's what I want. Today we don't have wind, but let's say we have some wind and the wind is blowing our flame over there. What do we do? Lower down, right? So that's how you're gonna control, right? You have to keep that fire going because remember, we're using flame. See, that's too much. So how you control this? Up and down or more or less fire. But this is very important, guys. You have to be in control. That's the main thing you have to understand. Not the fire, not the wind, not the grill, you. So now I set up all the conditions that I want. I like this, I like that. Now it's time to wait. Now it's time to enjoy. That's what makes so beautiful this type of cooking, because now is when we open a wine, we open a beer, friends and family are coming. This is the time we enjoy. Patience, and I see you in 1 hour. Vamos. Okay guys, 1 hour in, and check this out. See how it shrink and I feel hot here and it's sweating? That means that it's time to flip. We are 1 hour in. And here the same, right? We have the color that we like. I touch back here, is hot, so now time to flip. Remember how I get away from the fire, I just flip it. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, everything is gonna be ready. Vamos. Okay guys, we just pulled everything out of the grill. Everything is looking awesome. But before we start digging into this beautiful meat, I want to do the final conclusions about the grill. It is probably the best option if you're really into open fire. I think you can get better than this in terms of versatility, in terms of quality, in terms of looks, in terms of convenience. You can have it in your back patio, you can put it on your outdoor kitchen. I started this video saying this is one of my favorite grills, and it is. Tagwood is a premier brand, and this model of Tagwood is right up there. If we're talking specifically on this way of cooking, like I always say, open fire is not a way of cooking, it's a way of life, right? Cooking over open fire changes everything. Gets you away from all the stress, all the problems. It gives you a moment to enjoy with your family, with your friends. Open fire cooking is all about that. And if you're new in open fire, check out Tagwood line. They have a grill to fit everyone's needs. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. We will back to you. And if you like this type of content, let us know what else you want to see. This was Al Frugoni, Tagwood BBQ 26SS. Overview. Vamos. Until next time. Vamos. Vamos.